My name's Ellison. We're farming here in South Antrim, a suckler enterprise. On this site here we have 70 acres. We have a suckler herd on it. Overall we have 370 acres, which we rent most of that to another farmer, retain 120 acres for ourselves, and there's an amount of raised bog in it as well. 10% of this farm here is a nature reserve. It's brought in a lot of different species, a lot of biodiversity. We have 2 ponds. We're going to go for another pond hopefully next year. There are snipe, hare, badgers, foxes, a myriad of different insects. Like there's over 90 odd species of moths recorded, frogs everywhere. Very limited amount of concentrates in the farm for heifers to make them manageable. Nothing else gets concentrate. We don't finish in concentrate. It's a grass-fed system and a grass-finished system. We mob graze most of our cattle. We're up the top end of this farm here. Where I have the cows. It's a mixture of dry cows and cows with calves in here, and just as a mob grazing system. So I'm moving them between every 30 hours and 19 hours, just depending on the ground conditions and the grass levels. But I think, like I say, it's just been a very wet year, so I've done a little bit of tramping here and there. We're just going to move them now into the new patch of grass here. So we'll see how well they're trained. Come on. Come on. Well, I only started keeping suck cows there. We did historically keep them, and then we went into sheep, and only back into the suck cows about 3 years now. We're quite well set up for mob grazing. We have quite a lot of electric infrastructure here. If you see the fences across here, there's quite a lot of permanent electric fences. So all I need to do, I don't need to have a battery or just hook onto the fence and pull across, you know, and set up for the whole week. The mob grazing is more beneficial to the soil itself. You see there from the last time around now, that's 2 months ago. You've got a breakdown, like you just pull that back and there'll be like beetles and worms and everything. Well, there's big boy there, pulling that down into the ground, you know, into the soil, feeding the soil. It's a good system because there's eyes on the cows every day. We're walking through them, you know. There's plenty of boys just look over the hedge, check the cows. With this here, you're in among them. The cows are a lot easier to work with, you know, they're a lot calmer. There's a wee willow, trail of willows planted along here. This farm's 70 acres, by the way. This part of the land we're on at the minute is 70 acres. Now there's 7 acres in here that was always wet, and I think they tried to battle it years ago to drain it, but never any success. So we've just sort of let it go back to nature, you know. It's 10% of the farm, and to be honest, my passion would be to have 10% of all our land given to nature, and I think we probably will go down that road. But here we've dug a couple of ponds in the last couple of years, and the amount of biodiversity that's drawn in is crazy. There's dragonflies and hawkers, and there's like fox cubs just lie out. You can stand here and watch them at night over there, the other side. Just lie out at night and play. If you're quiet enough, you can come up and watch them. This place is just alive, completely alive in the summertime. We're just getting to the end of that now, but we will graze this maybe once, twice a year, fence it off and let the cows in just to take down, lift up the old grass, you know, and leave it for new things to come through. But probably now October time will be the limited number of small cattle in it, and then that'll do it. It's in its 3rd year now, this pond. Well, it's just a wet, but there's a little spring up there. So it's not fed from any streams, external streams. It's a clean spring, and we were a bit concerned at the start. There's an overflow there in that bigger pond, and we're concerned that they would hold water. So they seem to held water, and the spring seems to have kept them, you know, well fed. In probably next year, we're thinking of doing a 3rd pond, a much bigger one down in the field below this, fed from these 2, just on the benefits they've brought. I thought with another field there, it's not that productive agriculturally, so we thought we'd put a good bit of it into a pond if we can hold the water. I bring my youngest girl up here at night, and we just about twilight time, you know, and it's mad with wildlife. If we can keep her from talking long enough, we can see the foxes. This little field here is in the sort of reserve we have, and maybe once, possibly twice a year we graze this off. But in 2022 we actually cut this field in April for hay. It was a really good start of the year, and cleaned this off. And the bales, I didn't know this, we fed the bales, but what I should have done with the bales was take them and spread them in the other fields and where we want these species to grow. And apparently the seeds would drop out when we agitate them with a kicker, you know, and bring them into other places you want to bring these grasses and plants up in, you know. But this year I think we'll just graze it off this year, fence it off. Quite a lot of trees planted in this field at the far side, so you can't, a lot of little whips, you can't see them all, so I have to go around with electric fence and make sure we get all them before the cows will come in and decimate them. I would like to leave the farm on a financially good legacy for the girls. I'm not sure the way the future's going to go with climate change and everything else, but I want to try and protect the farm as much as I can from that. I don't want to be reliant on fossil fuel system, purely because in 2022 that we were not affected by price rises at all on this farm. As much as we can be, we are self-sufficient on this farm.